Hey, it's good to see you. Tonight, I wanted to talk with you about patterns in minor arcana. This is a good way to start to build a foundation for memorizing the meanings of all those minor arcana cards and court cards. It can be a little tricky and a little overwhelming at first, and so of course as you practice doing readings with your deck, you will develop and hone and really sink into your own understanding of each card, because you'll have your own relationship with each card. But I know it can feel daunting in the beginning. So these are some patterns that I put together for the minor arcana. We're basically going to fill in the meaning of each suit and each number, and then what you'll do is sort of mix and match them to discover a baseline for understanding what they mean. And then of course to the image of the card, if you're working with cards that have scenes, that will help you a lot as well. So just to begin with cups, our friend cups. Cups is a suit that is pretty closely identified with the water element. So I'm going to start by drawing water here. Feel free to write the word water if you're following along, and we'll remember that better. So water and cups both are an emotional suit. Emotional. So it deals in the currency, we'll say, of feelings. Those feelings can be emotions, of course, relationships, desires, things of that nature. Then we have swords, which is closely tied to air. Air as an element. So swords and air. It's intellectual. So it tends to deal more in the currency of ideas, or you could also put thoughts here. Ideas, thoughts, that includes communication and conflict. That all pertains to the sort of suits. Next we have pentacles, which goes with earth as an element. This element and suit deals with the physical or material world. So we will put the literal currency of money. It's money, it's possessions, it's career. That all has to do with pentacles. And finally we have wands, which is linked to fire. This is a spiritual suit and element. It deals in the currency of energy. So spirituality falls into this suit and element, or growth, also creativity. It's all wands. Then, looking at the numbers here, something I want to point out about Ace 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 is there's this overlying pattern, sort of, which is that even numbers tend to be stability, and odd numbers tend to represent instability. We will see, and 4 is literally stability, but we will see this as we fill in the chart here. So this is present in tarot, but it's present in a lot of places, right? Like poetry. In poetry, you know, an even number of lines is stable, an even number of stanzas, stable. A couplet, really stable. Odd lines or stanza numbers are inherently unbalanced, which is not positive or negative. It's neutral. It just provides a different kind of mood. So that's that. Okay, going with ace. So this would be like the general theme for the Ace of Cups, the Ace of Swords, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Ace of Wands. And, you know, it will follow down this way as well. Ace, the aces represent beginnings. Beginnings. So, like, I won't do this down the line right now, but ace, beginnings for cups. So maybe like a new relationship, you know, or ace, beginnings, swords. Literally, it's new ideas, a new intellectual adventure. So you can see how we'll sort of mix and match. Two, the twos generally represent balance, which makes sense. Again, balance, all of these are neutral. Balance is not always like joyful. You know, take a look at the Two of Swords, for example. But balance. Then we have three. Threes generally represent growth. Four is stability. Five, challenges. Six, the sixes tend to deal with triumphs. Triumphs. Seven, choices. Eight, we have movement. 9, we have attainment. And 10, we have completion. So I've done this chart before in a video. I kind of wanted to update it. I think this one's more clear. In part, the difference between attainment and completion. Attainment, right, just getting your hands on something, but there's still something missing, like a little piece, or maybe that's not the focus, but it's just the attainment, but maybe not the reveling in or the like sitting deep in whatever it has been attained. And 10 is where you really see the completion, the wholeness, the fullness. So that's what is up. Then we have the court cards. Pages generally are dealing with the conception of an idea. So I'm going to do, what should I write? I'll write conceive. Kind of want to keep them nouns though. We'll just write conception. Conception of idea. They're the youngest of the court cards, so it makes sense that they would be the one with the seed of the thing. Knight, going one step up, is action on that idea. So, action on idea. You could also write conceive idea, act on idea with verbs, but I wanted to keep them nouns. Queen is the nurturing of an idea. Nurturing of idea. And finally we have the king, who generally represents the development of idea. So you can see the way these build on one another as well. The conception of the idea, then acting on it, then really pouring time, care, energy, attention into it. And then development is like the further refinement of the idea and maturation of the idea, if you will. So just to give some more examples, it's like, if we have 10 of cups, think of the card with the rainbow and the happy family and all that. It's family, it's harmony. We have like emotional completion, right? Or 10 of pentacles, say, that is a card that would represent completion of like physical, material resources, money. So maybe it means investment. In part, it does mean investment. So this is a good way to kind of start setting that foundation that then you can build upon. One more thing I want to bring up is if this is hard for you to remember, which makes sense, I think it's much easier than anything else, and over time it'll become really easy to remember. There's also a rhyme that goes, well, this is ace, but we'll just say 1, 2, 3, B, B, G, 4, 5, 6, S, C, T. 7 and 8 is C and M. A and C is 9 and 10. So just taking the first letter of all of these, matching them up in little lines with the numbers. So 1, 2, 3, B, B, G, 4, 5, 6, S, C, T. 7 and 8 is C and M. A and C is 9 and 10. And then once you have this all laid out for yourself, just practice. And you'll see you'll develop relationships with each card, and it will just get easier and easier and easier. So I hope you found this helpful. I know I did when I started out. Good luck on your journey reading tarot, and I hope you have a good night.